let's talk about Arc Athena number 1 of 6. This was put out by Iconic Comics, and boy oh boy did I have a good time reading this. Just so you know, this video does contain some spoilers. I'm going to show some things in this book, dialogue. Man, I had a good time. I give tremendous credit to the people who created this. I don't remember, this was either Kickstarter or Indiegogo, but either way, this was I'm really glad I gave them my money because they gave me a really good book in return. So let's jump right in to the beginning of this. Arc Athena. Let's see, and let's get some credit. Words and art by Eric Canetti. Colors Giuliano Peritelli. Whew, good job, folks. Good job. Let's get right into it. Okay, so right away, something I really have to give a lot of credit to this book. The page layouts are really nice. Like you see here how this woman is jumping. Nice back shot, by the way. She's like in the air coming down, but how her feet are kind of coming into this next panel. This book does this kind of thing a lot where they have like almost like a profile shot and you're moving from interesting angles and it helps you kind of go from frame to frame, panel to panel. It's really nice way of blending action in with whatever kind of profile shots you might have. So as an example, if we go on later on in the book, we have this kind of profile shot of this cool looking gal here doing her talk, but in the background, she's kind of standing in the middle of the panels. And over here, she's doing like her little conversation thing, but it's this shot of her between action. And that's the great thing this book does really well, is it bleeds the profile shots into action. And I gotta tell you, just look at these colors. Like here, close up, like just that like energy ray she's shooting. I don't know how many colors that is, but that's a lot. And I think this book does colors extremely well. It's very dynamic. Like if we jump on over here to my $10 page, my $10 marker here. Here, I'm going to pan out for a second. Just take a second. See how like gorgeous these reds are? And you have these very interesting blues and purples and yellow, and this guy's red eyes with the orange background. Just from page left to page right here. That's really cool to look at, and that just doesn't happen with a lot of books these days. Color work tends to be overshadowed a lot. You know, sometimes you have these like pastel colors which is going on, which is fine. I mean, every now and then that can work, but I just like cool stuff to look at, man. And this is fun book to look at. Now, I'm going to get right into this. Check out the way they intro the different characters. There's a lot of characters they intro during this book, but the way they do it now it's done is really cool. I give it a lot of credit. So just look at this character, okay? She's got like all these arms. She's kind of slick looking, looks interesting, great pose. Hypersexual is my second in command, but first in action. Okay, can we take a second? Having the balls to name one of your characters hypersexual is really cool. So let's go on. She's what you call a psionic. Right now, she's projecting a state of arousal into the scouts to distract them. So she's got like this energy thing coming out of her head. And you see like the energy thing. So it's just like representing that she's like messing with their minds. From there, the killer cyborg parts take over. So she's like messing with their minds, getting these creatures, I guess, aroused. And she's just cutting them to bits. How cool is that? We go to the next page. Bric-a-brac is a metamorph and a biological symbiote wrapped around a 15-year-old kid named Sam, turns his body into a living weapon. I mean, great name, man. And action. What a great way to intro a character. Look at this guy. Look at that energy coming around his hands. That's so cool. Old man strength wears bracers powered by mystical beings trapped inside ghost handcuffs, I call them. That is so interesting. I mean, just think about that for a second. I feel like that's a whole character background story I would just love to read. And we keep going. Golden Iris, does the energy stuff. Is she a space and time traveler? Demigoddess? Who knows? She ain't talking. So right away, between we got like this hypersexual character and bric-a-brac and man strength and golden iris. Great names. Great way to intro the characters. There's no like long drawn out explanations about anything. It's just, hey, these are their names. Don't they look cool? See them in action. You got names, you got intrigue. This is just great. This is like a masterclass in character intros. Let's jump to my $20 mark here. Now check this out. We got this like fish villain, right? Let us see who destroys who. Oh wait, I gotta get to this part. Look what she says. She says, peel the skin from their bones. All right, this is one badass chick and crazy stuff happens. She says, let us see who destroys who. And she goes and she summons these like two giant creatures. Cool design, right? And they got this perspective where we're like right behind the characters. We're looking up and like, whoa. So this is really cool. We kind of get the size and scope of these crazy strong dudes. And we go on and boom, we get this like splash page action where we're like up in the air with the characters, with our heroes. And we get these like nice close-up shots of what these crazy creatures look like, which is really nice. I love the designs. Really nice designs. And you know what? Speaking of designs, it's a small thing, but small things are meaningful sometimes. Though small things can go a big way. This is like the back of the book where they show like the designs of different characters. Notice it's not just like sketch art where you see in so many of these books, which is fine, but they took the time and the expense to put color in these. I really appreciate that. Look, yeah, we got all this cool stuff and all the hand-drawn this and that, but then we got, oh, wow, that's really cool. Look at the colors we're giving you on our designs too, and maybe the process of how it all started. Well, I think that's great. I just do. Now, in my reviews, I like to show what I would call the $100 page or $100 moment of the books. This is awesome. I gotta just commend you guys who did this. Thank you for having the balls to even do something like this. So we met this character hypersexual earlier, right? And she's fighting all these things, right? Speaking of head, and she goes up to one of the demons and we see like that little spark that she has when she's messing with their minds. Oof, grah, pop. And we see some kind of, shall we say, gooey, oozy liquid being excreted from some protruding phallic symbol. And the guy's like, ew, is this? And there she is, standing there with her tongue out, nice and distracted. He's all your strength. And then strength goes to town. Come on. Even if this kind of thing rubs you the wrong way, pun intended, I guess. You got to give the people credit for even trying something like this. So, look, long story short, gorgeous book. I'm so glad I got this. Creators did a great job. The only thing that I would say would be like a small critique is it's a smaller book compared to what you'd think you'd get with this kind of expense, but I don't regret any of the money I spent on it. This was worth it because the quality is so good, and this is, if you felt this is like a really nice hardcover. So I don't feel like my money was taken from me. I feel like this money went somewhere, and regardless of cost, I cannot wait till the next book comes out. I buy a lot of Kickstarter and Indiegogo and do funding, so I do read a lot of these things. And sometimes you get these books and it's like, well, where did my $25 really go in this 24-page book? Or how much did my $40 go to plus shipping to this little hardcover? But in this case, I gotta say, I feel like I met so many characters I want to read more about. I want way more. I just want more material. I just want more material. And I would find Arc Athena, find Iconic Comics, check out what Kennedy and Paratelli are doing. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing those names right, but check them out, man. Check this out. I have no investment financially in this doing well, but I want to just promote it because I just want to read more, and that's why I hope they're financially successful. So go check them out and catch you next time.